So this week's passage that we are looking at is The Boy Who Cried Wolf. And this is by Aesop from 620 to 560 BC. That's how long he lived. Aesop was a storyteller who lived in ancient Greece between 620 and 560 BC. This story is part of his collection of tales known as Aesop's Fables, which did not survive in writing but were passed down by people retelling them. They have deeply influenced children's literature and modern storytelling culture. As you read, take notes on the details in the text that shape the main character and how readers can learn from him. All right? So let's look at this story.
There once was a shepherd boy who was bored as he sat on the hillside watching the birds
Amuse. Saying out. Okay.
Sternly said, "Save your frightened soul for when there is really something wrong. Don't cry wolf when there is no wolf." The boy just grinned and watched them go rumbling down the hill once more.
Later he saw a real wolf prowling about his flock. Alarmed, he sang out as loudly as he could, "Wolf! Wolf!" But the villagers thought he was trying to fool them again, so they didn't come. That sounds sad. Everyone wondered why the shepherd boy hadn't returned to the village with their sheep. They went up the hill to find the boy. They found him weeping.
There really was still a wolf here. The flock had scattered. I cried out, "Wolf, why didn't you come?" The old man tried to comfort the boy as they walked back to the village. "You will help your word of God, sheep in the morning," he said patiently, "for I'm with you. Nobody believes in life, even when Jesus tells the truth."
Okay, good. Okay, so did we gain information from this text? Did we learn about something new from this text? Rylan?
Don't trick people.
Okay, so we got a lesson, a moral lesson out of it. But did we learn facts and statistics and different things like that that we could use to write a report? No. Okay? So that means this is not informational. So if it's not informational, then that means the passage is not going to be nonfiction. It's probably going to be fiction. And then when we look at fiction, you have many different genres. You have realistic fiction. You have science fiction. You have historical fiction. You have, fables, fairy tales, myths, legends, fantasy, all of these different types of genres that make up fiction. So we need to decide what type of genre is being used here. And the good thing is it kind of tells us a little bit in that first paragraph that I read you in that gray box. So what kind of fiction is this? What kind of genre did they use here? All right, Cole?
Historical?
I don't know about historical. What do you think, Aaliyah?
It's the second line. It's something about the fable. It's something for fables.
No, that's a person's name. So what genre is it then? Dariana? Not a legend. Oh, lesson, no. Huh? Okay, well that's going to be our theme, and that's when we're getting into that. Read that first paragraph for me, Jaden.
There once was a shepherd boy.
Before that one, baby, in the gray box. I'm sorry.
Aesop was a storyteller who lived in ancient Greece between 620 and 516 BC. This story is part of his collection as tales known as Aesop's Fables, which did not survive in the writing, but were passed down by people retelling.
Okay? So what is it? It's a fable. Okay? So we're going to say fiction, and we're going to say that it is a fable. Okay? So now, we have been dissecting informational passages. And when we dissect informational passages and we look at each individual paragraph, what are we looking for? When we try to look at each, when we go back after we've read all of it, and we go back and make our side notes, Madison, what are we finding in informational passages? The main idea of every paragraph. Okay, so when it comes to fiction, we're not going to do that because that wouldn't make sense, would it, to go through each individual paragraph and find the main idea. So instead, we are going to do something a little different where we are going to find 5 things. Okay? So when I say give me the 5, you're going to know this is the 5 things. We're going to look at the characters. We're going to look at the setting. We're going to look at the problem. We're going to look at the solution. And last and most important, we are going to look at the theme. What is the moral lesson that we got from this story? Okay? So, characters. Who are my characters? And let's talk about some traits that they have. Alright? So, Justin, who is my first character?
The boy?
The boy. Does not give us a name. It only refers to him as the boy. So we know that this character is to be known as the boy. Okay? Alright, so what is a good describing word to tell me about the boy? Alright, Ian?
He called for help when nothing was even happening.
So what do we call those kind of people?
Liar.
Okay, so he is a liar, right? Okay? Now, the next character is not one individual character that we're looking at, but a collective group of characters. And what do we call those characters, Casey? The villagers. Okay? So, how would you describe the villagers to someone if you were telling this story, or if you were kind of giving a recap and you said, and there were these villagers and they were Jalea, what would you say about them?
I would say they believe at first, but then they don't believe.
Okay, so they believe the boy at first.
They're serious about their sheep.
They're serious about their sheep. Protective, that's a good one.
What's the old man count on the character?
Yeah, he's in part of the villagers. Go back to paragraph 2. The boy laughed at the sight of their angry faces. Now go to paragraph 4. No, 5. When the villagers saw no wolf, they sternly said, "Save your frightened song for when there really is something wrong. Don't cry wolf when there's no wolf." Okay? So, what would we say about the villagers?
They're angry.
They're angry. I would say they're very angry. It even says that he was laughing at their angry faces. Alright, so the setting is going to be a sheep, pasture, in a village. Okay? And so, what is the problem in this story? What is the problem that we encounter in this story, Zori?
The boy was bored, so he decided to cry wolf, and the villagers was saying he cry wolf. The problem was that when there was a wolf, when there was a wolf, the boy cried wolf, and the villagers didn't come.
Okay? So, the problem was, and I'm going to just kind of take what you said and tie it up in a smaller bow. And I'm going to say the problem was that the boy was bored. So he began to lie to get attention. Is that correct? Okay. So that's my problem, is that he was bored and began to lie to get attention. So what is the solution? How does this problem of him being bored and lying get solved? All right, Faith?
A wolf actually came and he learned not to lie.
Okay, good. There was actually a wolf. So what is the story, the moral lesson? What is it that we get from this? What do we learn from this, Cole? Don't lie. So that means my theme is be honest. Don't lie. Right. Okay? So now, I've got my 5. I got the fast 5. I got my characters, setting, problem, solution, and theme. So now I'm ready to go over to the questions and start answering those. Alright, so it says, why did the boy first call out wolf in paragraph 1? So we're going to go to paragraph 1. And it says, there once was a shepherd boy who was bored as he sat on the hillside watching the village sheep. To amuse himself, he took great breath and sang out, wolf, wolf, the wolf is chasing the sheep. So, did he call out wolf because he was afraid?
No. He got bored. He was bored.
Did he call out because he was bored? Maybe. I like that maybe. Did he call out because he wanted to see what he could get away with? No. Did he call out because he was practicing?
No.
So my answer is B. He was bored. Okay? And so we will look at 2, 3, 4, and 5 throughout the rest of this week.